Hello, I'm Hope Logan. I'm an actor on Bold and the Beautiful, and many people really love both me and our Bold and the Beautiful drama. So I've come here to share updates about my beloved Bold and the Beautiful. Everyone, please subscribe and support me. If you do, I will keep coming every day with new updates for you. The next 2 weeks on The Bold and the Beautiful promise an emotional storm unlike anything fans have seen in recent memory, as old betrayals ignite fresh conflicts and family loyalties are tested from every direction. At the center of the chaos stands Ridge Forrester, whose patience finally reaches its breaking point after another violent assault leaves R.J. Forrester injured once again. At the same time, Steffy Forrester finds herself consumed by anger on multiple fronts, still reeling from what she sees as an unforgivable betrayal by Brooke Logan and Hope Logan, while also struggling with the painful reality of Finn's biological connection to Sheila Carter. Every relationship seems to be pulled toward a breaking point as hidden resentments rise to the surface and impossible choices begin to reshape the future. Meanwhile, questions linger over Hope's shocking collapse. Electra receives a life-changing ultimatum, and Katie Logan grows increasingly worried about the emotional toll everything is taking on her son. As the days unfold, every confrontation threatens to leave permanent scars, making this one of the most emotionally charged stretches the series has delivered in a long time. The week begins on Monday, July 6th, with Electra refusing to let Friday's explosive events fade into the background. Still furious over the Logan scandal, she lashes out at Will Spencer, accusing him of helping create the entire mess and demanding to know how he could possibly betray her trust. Her disappointment quickly turns into heartbreak as she announces that she is leaving, forcing Will to desperately plead with her to stay and hear him out before walking away for good. Before either of them can process the emotional moment, R.J. Forrester unexpectedly arrives and immediately inserts himself into the situation, bluntly telling Will to stop chasing Electra and simply let her leave. His arrogant interruption only pours gasoline on an already raging fire, and within moments, tempers explode once again. Will loses control, throwing another devastating punch that sends RJ crashing down, leaving everyone stunned by how quickly the confrontation spiraled into violence. This time, the blow appears far more serious, forcing Electra to rush RJ to the hospital, where the consequences of Will's actions suddenly become impossible for anyone to ignore. Elsewhere, another crisis unfolds as Liam Spencer makes a startling discovery that changes the atmosphere entirely. Hope Logan has collapsed inside the showroom shortly after Brooke Logan unleashed her fury and stormed away in an emotional outburst that left everyone shaken. Whether Hope suffered a panic attack from the overwhelming stress, or whether something much bigger is happening, remains uncertain, but speculation immediately begins to swirl. There is even hope among some that her collapse could reveal a pregnancy rather than a devastating medical emergency, a possibility that would completely reshape the future of several families. While uncertainty hangs over Hope's condition, Steffy arrives at the office visibly furious, her emotions still boiling over from Brooke's explosive behavior and the destruction left behind during her emotional breakdown. The tension inside Forrester Creations becomes almost unbearable as everyone waits to see whether Brooke will reveal exactly what happened after her dramatic confrontation, and whether the latest family crisis has only just begun. Tuesday, July 7th, shifts the focus toward the emotional fallout left behind after the violence. Katie Logan visits Will at his beach house, finding her son struggling to make sense of everything that has happened with Electra. The pain of losing her weighs heavily on him, especially because he feels trapped between his loyalty to his father and his honesty with the woman he cared about. Will cannot hide his frustration that Bill Spencer expected him to protect sensitive family secrets, even if doing so meant deceiving Electra. Katie listens carefully, offering comfort while reminding her son that Electra crossed a line herself by demanding that he reveal confidential information that never should have been shared. It is a conversation filled with regret, disappointment, and difficult truths, leaving both mother and son wondering whether the relationship can ever truly recover from the damage that has already been done. At the Logan estate, Ridge discovers RJ recovering on the couch, while Electra gently presses an ice pack against his injured head. Concern immediately flashes across Ridge's face as he asks whether his son is still suffering from the blow, only to receive RJ's calm reassurance that he will eventually be fine. But Ridge refuses to accept such a simple answer, insisting that nothing about the situation is acceptable and expressing genuine fear that the assault could have resulted in a concussion or even something far more tragic. Electra explains that she rushed RJ to the hospital the previous evening, where Finn carefully examined him and confirmed that he would recover. Even with that reassurance, Ridge cannot shake his frustration as he demands to know how everyone reached this point in the first place. RJ quietly explains that Will simply became angry, prompting Ridge to bitterly remark that Will always seems to answer questions with his fists instead of his words. Yet beneath Ridge's outrage lies an uncomfortable question that few seem willing to ask. Why did RJ suddenly appear at Will's home and walk directly into an already volatile situation? Electra gently suggests that perhaps Ridge should speak directly with Will before drawing every conclusion. But RJ immediately rejects the idea of his father fighting his battles for him. Ridge respects his son's independence, yet he knows this conflict has grown far beyond youthful rivalry and insists that something must be done before the violence escalates even further. It is during this emotional exchange that Ridge delivers a stunning ultimatum to Electra, forcing her to confront a choice she never expected to face. According to Ridge, she cannot continue dating Will while remaining part of Forrester Creations because personal relationships have repeatedly spilled into professional business, creating chaos for everyone involved. His words leave Electra standing at a painful crossroads where both her career and her heart suddenly seem impossible to protect at the same time. While Ridge attempts to restore order, Finn remains beside Steffy as her strongest source of comfort and support. She continues to wrestle with overwhelming anger over Hope's betrayal, while simultaneously learning that Will has once again assaulted RJ, only adding fuel to the fire already burning inside her. Naturally, Steffy vents her frustrations to Finn, pouring out every disappointment and every fear that has been building over recent weeks. Finn listens without hesitation, standing firmly beside his wife and making it clear that she will never have to face these battles alone. Even so, the complicated history between Hope and Steffy continues to cast a long shadow over every conversation. Although Steffy has undeniably made Hope's professional life difficult at Forrester Creations, many would argue that Hope herself contributed to the conflict. After pursuing Finn, kissing him, joining forces with Carter Walton following her dismissal, and recently encouraging Brooke to replace Steffy as co-CEO. With wounds running deep on both sides, neither woman appears ready to forgive the other anytime soon. By Wednesday, July 8th, Ridge intensifies his efforts to separate Electra from Will altogether. Seeing Will as nothing more than a reckless hothead who inherited every one of Bill Spencer's worst qualities, Ridge tries to convince Electra that continuing the relationship will only bring more heartbreak and danger into her life. After witnessing Will attack RJ not once but twice, Ridge believes the evidence speaks for itself and urges Electra to decide exactly where her loyalties truly belong. Meanwhile, another emotionally charged confrontation unfolds when Sheila Carter returns to Deacon Sharp's home with one goal still driving her every decision. She approaches Taylor Hayes and once again asks whether Taylor has spoken with Steffy about allowing Sheila back into the family. Taylor honestly admits that such a request feels nearly impossible, yet Sheila refuses to give up hope. After making an unexpected gesture toward Deacon, Sheila manages to persuade Taylor to at least carry the request to Steffy. setting the stage for another emotionally explosive encounter. Thursday, July 9th marks the official end of one chapter, as Sheila and Deacon's troubled marriage finally comes to an end. Sheila appears willing to sign the divorce papers, but only if Taylor sincerely promises to advocate for her with Steffy, rather than dismissing her plea outright. Taylor, believing everyone deserves at least one opportunity to be heard, reluctantly agrees to make the effort, even though she knows the odds of success are painfully small. At the same time, Finn is caught completely off guard when an unexpected visitor arrives, and all signs point toward Sheila seeking another chance to reconnect with her biological son. Whether she approaches him at the hospital or appears somewhere even more personal remains uncertain, but with Sheila involved, unpredictability always follows. Later, Taylor visits Steffy in the CEO office at Forrester Creations to present Sheila's request, only to encounter fierce resistance. Steffy has not forgotten Sheila's horrifying attempts on both her life and Finn's, nor has she forgiven the lies that allowed Luna Nozawa to remain free on 2 separate occasions before ultimately meeting her own tragic fate. With memories that painful still fresh, Steffy cannot imagine opening the door to Sheila ever again. Friday, July 10th delivers another showdown as Ridge storms into the Logan and Spencer offices, determined to confront Bill Spencer face-to-face. Whether discussing Hope's betrayal, Brooke's emotional devastation, or Will's second assault on RJ, Ridge arrives carrying enough anger to ignite an entirely new war between the families. Bill, however, refuses to be intimidated and greets Ridge with the smug confidence that has always defined him, proudly declaring that a new royal family now rules the Los Angeles fashion world. Ridge wastes no time firing back, condemning Bill's behavior and insisting that Will has become exactly like his father. If Ridge criticizes Will for attacking RJ, Bill is expected to dismiss the violence with shocking pride, almost celebrating his son's aggression as proof of strength. The confrontation grows so heated that Bill eventually points a finger directly into Ridge's face, leaving everyone wondering whether words will soon give way to fists. At the same time, Taylor quietly questions whether Sheila has truly transformed into a better person, or whether rejection from Steffy could once again push her toward dangerous violence. Caught painfully between the two women, Finn ultimately makes the most important promise of all, assuring Steffy that regardless of Sheila's biological connection, his wife will always remain his first priority. As the week of July 13th through July 17th begins, an entirely new chapter prepares to unfold far beyond Los Angeles. Ridge, Steffy, and Finn are all expected to travel to Monaco, although the exact reason and timing remain mysterious. What is certain, however, is that Sheila intends to follow them, setting the stage for a confrontation that could permanently reshape every relationship involved. During this unforgettable trip, Sheila and Steffy are destined to face each other in a dramatic showdown unlike anything before, and somehow, Sheila appears to prove herself in a way nobody expected. Perhaps she saves Finn from danger, perhaps she rescues Steffy herself, or perhaps she risks everything to protect them both. Whatever happens, the experience appears destined to become one of the most life-changing moments the family has ever endured, leaving viewers anxiously awaiting the announcement of exactly why this journey to Monaco becomes so significant. Back in Los Angeles, romance continues shifting in unexpected directions. Following the collapse of his relationship with Elektra, Will suddenly finds Dylan returning to his thoughts as a possible new love interest. Social media has already fueled speculation after Crew Morrow shared a photo with actress Sydney Bullock, teasing fans about the possibility of seeing Will and Dylan together again. At the same time, RJ seems determined to remain close to Elektra, doing everything possible to prevent her from returning to Will after everything that has happened between them. Ironically, any lingering interest RJ may have had in Dylan could disappear the instant he realizes Elektra might actually choose him instead. These constantly changing romantic dynamics promise to complicate friendships, loyalties, and rivalries in ways nobody can fully predict. Meanwhile, the battle lines throughout Los Angeles continue to harden. Bill and Ridge remain locked in open conflict following their explosive confrontation, while Brooke and Katie find themselves drawn into the growing family feud as well. Hope must now confront the consequences of everything that has happened, balancing her uncertain future with Deacon Sharp at Logan, while recovering from the mysterious collapse that left everyone frightened. Whether her condition reveals the joyful surprise of a pregnancy or merely another heartbreaking medical crisis remains one of the biggest unanswered questions hanging over the coming weeks. As Liam and Hope settle comfortably into the Spencer mansion, alongside young Beth Spencer, Katie and Bill are delighted to welcome them home, offering warmth and stability, while Brooke continues quietly burning with unresolved anger. Elsewhere, Carter Walton and Daphne Rose prepare to face what may become one of the most devastating personal challenges of their relationship, with signs pointing toward heartbreaking infertility struggles that could test the strength of their love. At the same time, Taylor and Deacon begin looking toward a much brighter future now that his divorce from Sheila is finally complete. Free from the painful chapter that defined so much of his recent life, Deacon can finally imagine building something lasting with Taylor, and the possibility of an engagement suddenly feels closer than ever before. Back at Forrester Creations, Brooke, Ridge, and Steffy quietly begin plotting their next move against what they view as the growing Logan threat, while Ridge also faces criticism for delaying Eric Forrester's highly anticipated couture launch in favor of pushing the jewelry line. Finally, Donna Logan finds herself desperately seeking forgiveness from both Eric and Brooke, hoping damaged relationships can somehow still be repaired before even more hearts are broken. As every storyline races toward its next emotional collision, the next 2 weeks promise shocking betrayals, powerful family drama, unexpected romance, heartbreaking choices, and life-changing confrontations that could alter the future of the bold and the beautiful forever.